Hey friends, this is Sharon with Texture Junkies. I hope you're a texture junkie too. I always have this Dr. Pepper song floating through my head. Wouldn't you like to be a junkie too? Be a texture. Sorry, I digress. I have a flip through today, and there's a reason I did this journal, and it was because I went so overboard with the Makers Creative Collab accordion. I started to make another one thinking, well, if that one wasn't done yet or got too weird, then I would do this one. Well, I ended up really getting into this one too, and it's just day after day of flipping it page by page and thinking, okay, this needs a little more and this needs a little more, and that's just how I do. So my art and soul definitely went into this project. And I expected to whip it out a whole lot quicker. I just can't seem to do a project fast. I don't know what my deal is. It's all about all those tiny little details. Anyway, I started with the green file folders, the old ones. And I got them at a secondhand store, and they gave me all of them for like 50 cents or something. I got a stack of them. Not a big stack, but a stack. And I just really liked the color, and I don't know why I'm going on the green right now. It was turquoise, but I'm liking the green and blue together. So this journal has touches of color, but it's mostly green and blue and gold. And I put a castle top on it. It was just an idea I had. And I cut the pieces and then put them together like an accordion and added pages to it. So it's a book, and it has this hand-dyed piece of sari, and this is antique jewelry. I've collected jewelry all my life, but I've collected antique bits because I used to make a lot of jewelry with it. I have my Renaissance ring on today. This is a castle book, if you hadn't figured that out. So there's all these little goodies on here, and it's old jewelry. I think that's cat's eye right there. Couple leaves. There's some nice frayed fabric, little bead on the end, little tassel that hangs on this side, which is a paper clip that we'll get to. So let's take that off. This is a trick book. You'll see in a minute why. There's a vintage travel photo of a castle on the front. I hope you can see that. And then some hand-dyed bits of lace. All of the folders were jelly printed. I just put them straight on my gel plate. Let's open that up. So here's the first page, and I know I shared this, so you've probably seen it, but I was waiting for these flowers. I don't do a lot of flowers, but these kind of looked like pressed flowers, and that was what I felt like it needed because it had a more masculine feel with the colors. I wanted to bring in some femininity and balance it out a little bit. So these are all parts of the green file folder. It's gel plated. Did some mark making on it. And it says you are the queen of your castle, and that's a great way to open that up, I think. I have little queen quotes in here. Oh, and I also have this book on British costume from the Middle Ages, and I used words from that I cut out because I used some of the images. And this says intricate interlacement. I thought that was beautiful. Sumptuous example. There's a little texture there because it wouldn't be mine if it didn't have texture. This is just like a little flip. It opens up, goes in that big pocket. And I have a little card in here with one of Henry VIII's wives in it. It's just a little blank card, a little stenciling on the back, some antique wallpaper, some gel plate prints, and some gold washi. There's the back of it to write on. There are more of these little cards inside too. And this says, this love of well-wrought surfaces engages the sense of touch as well as the sense of sight. I thought that was beautiful, and it's kind of my mantra, I think. These are some of my favorite stencils. It looks very old fleur-de-lis-esque. This is out of that book with the British costume. There's one of those that look like a dried flower. There are lots of little rub-on transfers in here, which I had never used. They've been sitting there collecting dust, and I thought it was time to break it out. More texture. Open that up. And there's a pocket here. I don't think I put anything in this one. There are some pockets that I left empty because it's so full of pockets, and these ones are so tight. It would be a great place to tuck some stationery or a little note that you want no one to find. Just something personal. It says, "You are royalty." And that's out of that book. It's got a pressed flower. There's some embossing. There's lots of gold on this. There's lots of gold, 3 different colors of wax. I had a lot of fun with it. This you might have seen me make last year, and I thought it went with this, so I pulled it out and added it because I used the file folders. I think it was 3 of them, and then I recycled a manila envelope. So this is a true recycling project. So this comes out, this piece. It's on a gold elastic cord, and this is an insert, so it's like a traveler's notebook. And here are the pages. This is a pocket at the top, and I've got some handmade stationery here. It's got some maps on it, and it's in the right colors. There's another one with a bird that I colored on there. The envelope was sprayed with walnut spray, and then I did a bit of stenciling on it. This is another image of a queen. There's queens all throughout this. It's kind of got that whole vibe. Isn't she beautiful? She's so pretty. I used a little bit of fabric texture in here. Not a whole lot because I want it to lay flat, and it's technically an accordion. So that's a gel print. There's some music paper, place to write on the back, and this is a really thick card. That's that new stamp I just got. Thought it went well there, and that's a textured pocket. Some little embossed bits there. And all of these pages are a little bit different. They're coffee dyed or sprayed. They all have stamps. Isn't she pretty? Coffee dyed with stencils. Says just a note. There's Mona, of course. There's the center. It has a piece of old jewelry on it. It's a wax sewn together with wax thread, but then the gold is elastic, and it's wrapped around twice. There's a rose. Creativity is contagious. Pass it on. Did I read the... Oh, I didn't have one there. Coffee dyed. Some more stamping. They're all a little bit different. There's another Mona. I love her. It's one of my favorite stamps. There's more from that set. And more. And more. This, I was going to make into a tuck, but I was trying to make the pocket stronger because, you know, it's a manila envelope. This is on a really thick piece of the folder. It's been gel plated. It was what I trimmed off. And I used that script stencil again. And it's just got all kinds of little fun bits on there. And there's some old green velvet ribbon. There's a pocket here. It's got some stationery in it. Let me get that out. It's got a little pen loop right here if you want it. Piece of stationery. There's a piece of stationery. And the pocket's up to the top so it doesn't just fall out. It's connected right here. Open that up. This is fun. This is an old bridge card. There's the bridge instructions on the back or whatever it is. Here's another one of those travel photos, and it's inside of a castle. And there's information on the back. There's a little pocket right here. Let me pull these out. And then there's another like a band right here with some lace on it. And that's some of that handmade antique wrapping paper from Korea. It's got a fun texture. Here's some more of those queens. I love this one. There's some flowers. There's a little label so you can write whatever you want on it. And there's some stamping on the back. It's a true recycle project. It always is with me. I always recycle materials whenever I can. All right, and this has a pocket and it says abundance on it right there. And inside we have an abundance of little cards, the queens. Let's put that back. There's really old green flocked velvet ribbon. There's another queen on that side because, you know, I can't just leave it plain. It tucks in there like a little flap. I love her. I think she's just goofy. I love the hat. I love everything about it. And she's quirky. I'm quirky. That would be me wearing that pointy dunce cap. I know it's not a dunce cap. She's probably a princess, but, you know. Looks like a dunce cap. Here's an empty label. You could label whatever you want to stick in that pocket. And there's loads and loads and loads of gold on this, on every page. I mean, I went through it over and over and over again and made sure that every little detail was good. Okay, and I have this clipped up to the top here. It's a little paper clip I made with some paper I rusted and embossed with chess pieces and a little green floral sheer organza ribbon. And I'm going to leave that off for a minute. So I'm going to take this off too. This is texture paste. It's painted. I'm not sure if you're catching all that color in there, but it looks like a true patina. It looks like metal, the whole thing. Here's a tassel I made, and this was from all the bits that were on my desk when I got done making the journal. This was those bits and a few more. So it was a scrap used project. There's some copper wire around here. There's lots of little fibers and it's fun. And on this side, I have stamped on a piece of cotton and I glued it down. And this is obviously a hidden paper clip. I cut one corner off so you can find your spot there. And here we have the insides from some of the die cuts from some arches that I did recently. There's an empty label, so you could label whatever you want to put in this area. And it says ornamented with arborist compartments. I love it. I really, really love it. Here's some of that fabric I did recently to make the hinges on the last two projects you saw. And she's out of a book, and she's got some gilding. And then there's gilding all over. Look at how beautiful that paint came out. It's all super, it looks chippy and aged. And so we've turned the book over. That's looks like the front, and that looks like the back. And this is how this opens up. It just like continues and continues. And then she's lovely. She almost looks like me when I was younger. I don't look like that anymore. This is a collage with loads of scrappy little bits. And in here we have this pocket. This says, wherever you are, be a good one. Or, yeah, whatever you are, be a good one. Gel plated again. It's another one of those inside the castle photos, travel photos, and it says with high praises. Little writing space on the back. One of my favorite little pieces of stationery because this is made on super antique calligraphy paper, and it sounds so cool. It's like parchment. It's very much like parchment. Let's put that back. And that tab just sticks right out. It's embossed. Some little white flowers hiding here and there on this particular spread. This, she's amazing sticking out of that pocket. There's a paper clip right there. Just a little tie on it with some scrappy fabric. This is embossed, and then I painted it and touched it with some wax. There's some old Bible-y pages there, and it says, "You are a queen." There's a trick here too. I love the way this gel plate came out. It's layered with a couple stencils. So this is a little queen, and I cut the top of this so it would be almost mimic the castle top there. It's got some gel plate papers, some splat pages. Love using those. She's so pretty. This opens up. This opens up. This opens up. It's a load of writing space. There's the back. Oh, and this is heat embossed, and I happen to have that paper and it matched. So it says Texture Junkies right here, and it says, "This is an individually crafted work of art. Any smudges, splotches, or other irregularities are intentional and do not diminish the quality of this piece in any way." I love that stamp. It's just perfect for me. And I signed my name with a thank you. I'll put that back. Let's close that up. Open here. So here we have little Anne of Cleves again. Let me open this. Like I said, these are tight pockets. This is another bridge card, or canasta, and it's got queens on it. Isn't that cool? Wish I had several of those. I'd use them everywhere. Got some embossed frame there, flowers, that layered stencil, some pieces I cut out. You've seen those throughout. Gold, 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 gold. I just think she's beautiful. And this one is the King and Queen, and both of these images are out of that book where the Queen is tall and skinny with the British costume. There's some more pieces from the inside of a die cut. I'm sure most of you would throw them away, but I die cut gel prints, and I really like those shapes, so I like to keep, well, I keep all of them, let's face it. There's some other little scrappy collage bits here. There's a stencil there from PM Artist Studio, and so is this one right here that you're seeing. I only used, I think, 3 different stencils on this whole thing, maybe 4, on the whole project. I wanted it to coordinate. And then we're back to the front. So when you open this up, get off the cord here. When you open it up, it's an accordion like that. See? So I'm going to be putting this in my Etsy shop. I know, right? Crazy. I will get it in tonight or tomorrow, so watch for that. And thank you so much for coming and checking this out. I hope it gave you some inspiration. And I hope that you recycle some green file folders and maybe approach a new color today, because this was certainly a new palette for me, and something I've been kind of leaning towards. And I hope you find some magic in your day and stay crafty. Thank you, guys. Oh, and thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. That would be amazing. Thank you. And more pictures on my Instagram. You'll find a link below.